All right, here we go. It is March 31st. I leave in 6 days for Cabo Verde. I am an artist. I'm an educator, a DJ, MC. I do some fitness stuff. Mostly just a regular dude who works hard.
So yeah, thank y'all for coming. I appreciate the shit out of y'all. You know what I'm saying? See, what's happening is my family's from a set of islands called the Cabo Verde Islands. And I've been trying to get there my whole life. My grandparents were born there on my mother's side. I've been touring the world for like 6 years. If you know me, you know what I do. 5 or 6 years, I tour around the world. I do workshops. I rap a lot. Yeah, that's right. Get learned, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? So I had this chance, this opportunity to go to the Cape Verde Islands that was presented to me by the AME Festival to rock there. I'm doing like a DJ set. And I'll be doing like a little rocking on the mic. I've been trying to work some things out.
Just to warm up, watch how I break it down with drum and sound skills. Focus coming now like orgasm, all rapping. That's when he's got toe tapping, all laughing cats when they try to rap, try to run on my track. I'm like, nah, you cats are just a snack. I'm still hungry. Wanna suck with me? I'm still bummy. My style is so lovely. Do this shit at 125 or 123. Give me some money because my style's like another G.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, I don't know how to explain what's happening. Nervous? Yeah. Day one.
So I'm here laying on the floor at the airport. We have a little delay, small delay, hour or so. So we're gonna arrive in Praia at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 70 or 80 degrees. So that's sexy, because in New York it's like 30. That's not very sexy.
Por favor, no tapete de passageiros, paquete bagagem, fique no tipo apoio debaixo de assento de frente, a não ser que se sentar na saída de emergência nas primeiras filas.
So I didn't sleep on the flight because of a little girl behind me kicking my chair. Yeah, we're here, about to grab his luggage and then go sleep on the beach for a week. Just kidding. 6:30 in the morning. It was a long flight. So I had a little issue coming through the customs. They were asking me when I said yes. She said, "Oh, no Criollo?" No. No, I don't speak. So I had to prove my bloodline. She ended up letting us go, but she was giving me a hard time because I've never been here. But I thought I was gonna have, some issues. But it worked out. If I didn't have this dude with me, I feel like I'd still be there or in a back room somewhere. We got a pretty cool week planned. The performances don't start for another 5 days, something like that. So I'm gonna try to explore this island as much as possible. I started reading up on the history of Cabo Verde probably, 10 years ago or so. Just trying to dig in is when I really started trying to get over, and just hasn't worked out. So I'm really excited to be here finally. I can dig it with it. It's day one. Yeah, let's see what the journey has in store. I'm excited. Yo, exciting day today. About to go to the old city and get learned up and see some really, really amazing Cape Verdean history. So, let's do it.
every people is a part of, have inside of him like 500 years of history. What is funny is when you play music, when you are playing music, you're happy, and when you play music, it seems to you that you was one of the only one who can play this music, but you don't know that you was going into your mind, inside of you, to take something in order to put it, to share it with a lot of people. It's like people who's painting. They say, yes, I am a creator, but they never know that they go inside of them in order to take a part of their memory in order to paint. But people who's done painting, who's done playing music, when you go to Senegal, to Jamaica, to South Africa, to China, sometimes you say, wow, what is this? It seems to me that this food I have eaten before. And from time to time you cry and you don't know why I'm crying. But you never make the link with yourself and the part of your memory, of your archive inside of you. And this archive comes from 500 years. Each part of us, we are not only what we are now, but we are also a physical archive of the past. Because Portuguese was fighting to break the memory of African. They have to forget their history. But Portuguese was calling people slaves, but they never known that they was speaking about human being, and human being have a very strong force. And this strong force we are celebrating now. I see a Rasta, but perhaps you know why you have Rasta. What is Rasta? Where it comes from? And we have a lot of things that we can share together.
Pays nous occupe, l'histoire nous, pas détruire, c'est nous-mêmes pour ne pas périr. Héritage panne, c'est histoire panne, African live, berger la vie. It's our story, our heritage. Histoire nous, pas détruire, c'est nous-mêmes pour ne pas périr. Et histoire panne, c'est histoire panne, African live, berger la vie. African live, berger la vie. African live, berger la vie. Our story, our heritage, stepping on the sweat, on the blood, on the stones, on a very long road in the city of old. We were stepping on the sweat, on the blood, on the stones, on a very long road in the city of old. We were stepping on the sweat, on the blood, on the stones, on a very long road in the city of old. We were stepping on the sweat, on the blood, on the stones, on a very long road in the city of old. See that value. Ces âmes, c'est nous-mêmes pour ne pas périr. Héritage panne, c'est histoire panne. Africain berger la vie. Histoire nous, c'est histoire nous. Ces âmes pour ne pas périr. Héritage panne, c'est histoire panne. Africain berger la vie. Africain berger la vie. Africain berger la vie. Africain berger la vie. African
from the city of love, from the city of sins, from the city where all the heritage begins. Heritage the leverage for all Europeans and the pens that can write from the blood within. I blend my soul with all the controls. I lose control when I sit back and make a bowl and carry water from the goat's belly. Tell me you ain't heard of this before. From cities of war, cities of galore. Your cities wouldn't have galore for sure. I wouldn't have a tour for more. We fought for the cats and the dogs and the trees and bore, just so we could have some more. This life's so raw.
Nous, c'est histoire nous, ces amours pour ne pas périr. Histoire panne, c'est histoire panne. Africain berger la vie. 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 African berger la city of old. We were stepping on the sweat, on the blood, on the stones. See the very long road in the city of old. See that value.
Yeah.
a Cape Verdean living outside of Cape Verde, how do you feel this opportunity to come here and perform?
This is the most powerful thing I've ever done for myself. I travel around the world making music and performing and teaching, and I've tried to come to Cape Verde for a number of years, and it's always fallen through. It hasn't happened yet, and it's happened now, and it's the most powerful experience of my life so far.
And it was here in Cape Verde that Portuguese will invent a new kind of transportation of human being. You know, if you go to Google and you put Atlantic slave trade, you will see people are going like this. It's not like this because you have your head here and the feet of another people. And this technique of take a lot of people, it was they invent it here. You know, that's why if you see this kind of stone, if this stone have like 25 kilo, in the ship they was taking 100 of men in weight, you know, because when they was going outside of Cape Verde, the ship was full up to the top, because they was make some calculation. If there's someone who's dying in they will have other peoples, you know, and that's why when people come here and say how many slaves, I say it's not a good question. How many people? If you see all this stone, all this story, you will see that we have a lot of people, because Cape Verde was like in the Middle Passage. It was using like a port. It's like if you go to Hong Kong and you go to the port of Hong Kong, you say how many tanks, how many container was going outside of, we don't know. And we're speaking about 400 years of history. And what is important is not how many people go outside from here, but what is how we are living our history today. If you see here, it was for the first time in the history of the Catholic Church that there was baptized people outside of the church. And here you have a stone of baptism in Pierre Baptismal. And there was baptized people, slaves outside of the church, and the baptized slaves have not the right to enter inside the church. And you know, if you are a Christian, when you are baptized, you have to be baptized inside of the church, and after you be baptized, you have to celebrate, you know, your Christian's faith inside of the baptized. But here it was outside. And why? Because the baptism of slaves, it was only economic baptism. When there was baptized people was slaves were more expensive. The slaves baptized was more expensive than the non-baptized slaves. They was baptized the slaves, and the slaves was going straight to the ships in order to go outside. That's why in Cidade Velha it was very important. Portuguese was, in order to increase the price of the slaves, they was obliged to pass here in Cidade Velha to baptize the slaves in order to increase the price. It was just an economical baptism.
Say hey, say ah. It all starts with the drum, right? It all starts with the drum.
I want to thank me for having me. Arm, leg, nobody can harm me, cause my style is bodily fluid, I'm godly. Sitting back, don't shove me or push me. So loosely, start a revolution. Who's that still pushing? Still got the tug of war in the ropes, and who's pulling? No bullshit, I'm a villain. Am I allowed to curse? I don't know, my verse is better than most. I'm better with toast, I'm better when I go coast to coast. Cabo Verde, you heard me, I'm just a prior. I'm just trying to pry it open, Richard Pryor. But no comedy, see me, I'm the siren, I am firing, I am high and I ain't lying, RFI, cause I'm that guy that will come back dead and then just rise from the dead. It's my sky, it's my earth, it's my beaches, I rhyme creatures, cause I touch it, I teach it, I practice what I'm preaching. Each and everybody sees that I'm a vulture, culture, right here, this is hip hop at you. It all starts with the drum, right?
j'allais dire le titre, il y a une rencontre là, réunionnaise, capverdienne. Il Spoken dans Couleur Tropicale, c'est Elodie Da Silva qui va donc jouer les traductrices. Bonne arrivée ma chère Elodie. On sent bien là, avec Il Spoken, on sent l'homme qui connaît le public, qui sait comment prendre le public. On est juste là, pas nombreux entre nous, mais des férus, des mélomanes. Et il a fallu d'un mot pour que tout le monde reprenne ce que tu souhaitais qu'il reprenne.
Le public est un peu le plus important pour moi dans mon show. Et sans leur énergie, j'arrive pas au fait à faire ce que je fais. J'essaie vraiment de regarder tout le monde pour que tout le monde se sente vraiment une partie du show, pour que ce soit pas juste mon show, et que ce soit le show de tout le monde.
So it's 3, what, 10? It's 3 on the dot. Lunch ends everywhere at 3 on the dot. Something that should have been planned for better, but that's how it goes sometimes. We are going to go to the gas station for some lunch. It's not looking too promising right now. Chips, sodas. That's some Jello. Try some Jello. That might be nice. If you ask if there's a restaurant that's open?
Lugar lá tem movimento, brother. Tem muita gente de repartição que começou lá. Repartição ali na Charles Antônio. Tem que mirar sabe aquele lugar.
Sounds like we gonna pour myself some water. Yeah, so we ended up in this little spot. And this, when I travel, I like to hit spots like this anyways, because it's a completely local spot, you know? Apparently it's a not so good part of the city, not so safe part of the city. But I mean, like anywhere in the world, you just don't do no stupid stuff and keep your head on your shoulders the correct way. Keep your head on a swivel, whatever, but this is the best part of the trips like this when you go into a different country, because you get to actually enjoy the culture. What's the name of this place? Serenata. We're in Serenata restaurant, Praia. And the food was banging. It was amazing. Let me see, you know what I mean? Let me get a little of this. Let's show you what the haps is. See that? Amazing, right? I tore that fish up. Like the chupa's going too. It had octopus in it. It had some meat in it, but I worked it around it so I could tear up them beans. I had the beans with the rice, the beans. So if you guys are in Praia, Serenata.
Finalmente fala crioulo.
Cata papa crioulo.
Não, tá papel crioulo. Onde o papel crioulo que foi catar papel crioulo?
Yeah, I'm learning.
Não, tá papel crioulo.
Yeah, papa crioulo. Crioulo. Bom dia.
Boa tarde.
Não, tarde não.
Bom tarde. Bom tarde.
Já vou almoçar papel crioulo. Vou ter que ensinar.
I mean, that's
right?
Oh, tem que ensinar.
Teach me. I hear what you're saying. I understand that part. Just for the record,
Well, she gave us the cachupa.
the whole meal was $9 and she gave us the cachupa for free because she wants me to speak Criollo. She's trying to keep me here. The waitress. She keeps giving me free food and I'll stay here. I'll come back every day for free cachupa. Gotta pull that meat out of there though.
Cabo Verde, que primeiro vez que eu gosto da raiz. Então, vai não mostrar-me ele criou também. Durante o sábado de pano. Vai! Eu spoken. New York City. Everyone in the house. We got New York City in the house. BK to CB, you see me now. I said BK to CB, you see me now. I said BK to CB, you see me now. Baby, I'm
Hey yo, I'm home. Hey yo, I'm home. I say peace to the African rainbow. I'm sitting on a pot of gold. First time in CB, Brava's my new home. That's where my grandparents grew up. And now
This place has been magic, and say thank you to everybody who helped me get to be here. You know, whether you were helping with a contribution for this film, you know, whether you came out to the party, which is also a contribution, whether you just, you know, sent me good vibes and prayers, which is amazing. Even for the people who are just like, hey man, on, you know, the Book of Faces, or send an email like, how's it going? You know, is everything good? Like all you guys, I appreciate everything. And massive big shout out to the homie Walter that's sitting right there. It's just amazing to share this experience with somebody who you know truly has your back. You know what I mean? So, word up. We're off to the party.
I love you forever prior. The still spoke off and don't watch me fire. That's right now, it's the DJ, but an MC can't test me, listen to me, that's empty. Come on, we know that these seats are. Got the people dancing up with freedom. It's like freedom, no shackles. You spoke up and don't wanna do it what I had to. I love the town, I love the city, I love the people, I love the Africa, I love the Cabo Verde. I don't know Creole, so I don't speak the word. Who rocked it with a pink hair earlier. Also, DJ Dumb Nice that came through, but his computer was Apple fucked him up. But that's much love for him for doing that shit. Appreciate you. And of course, you know, fucking the dude that made it hard for me to do what I did back here, Mr. Rabbi Darkside. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah. And of course, Brian K. Austin, who worked the door for us. I don't know if he's still here. Queen Goddess, who worked the door for us. Super King Armor, who worked the door for us. You guys are fucking amazing. And yo, straight up, I have to put this in a separate bracket because this party wouldn't have happened without, you know, the Bonfire crew. My little cousin TK and the Unk. You know what I'm saying? Conscious, yo. I love y'all. For real, I love y'all. I fucking love y'all. Listen to TK in the AM on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They got that shit. Bonfire Radio. Support your local stuffs. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if anybody like sees a cup or some shit on the way out, clean up after yourselves or somebody else. Thank y'all for being here with us. Thank y'all for being here for me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, appreciate you. See you at Freestyle Mondays on Monday.
Yeah.